Age of Umbra ends with a bang, and Daggerheart introduces ways for your character to become a vampire, werewolf, and even a demigod.
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say, yes!
Welcome to a brief catch-up episode of Fantasy News as we look at a couple big stories from the week so far. But before we dive into some Daggerheart and Critical Role news, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help keep these videos coming. And then, let's dive into that news. Age of Umbra ended in a brutal, bloody battle that saw only 2 of the original 7 characters survive till the finale of the Soulsborne-inspired Daggerheart campaign. The final boss battle against a blasphemous angel saw Ashley, Sam, and the returning Liam, who decided to not try and kill Sam's character for the death of zombie Adelia, all fall during the combat, with Liam and Ashley going out in a blaze of glory that was just enough to finally put down the terrifying angel boss. Travis and Marisha barely escaped with their lives, and some small amount of hope was brought back to this little corner of the Halcyon domain. And in fact, we learned from Matt Mercer that not only was the map they had of this area only a very small part of the entire Halcyon domain, but that they had only explored a fraction of what was available in the map they did possess as well. So there's a lot left on the bone when it comes to this setting. The cast all seemed incredibly excited to try and return to this world for future campaigns, and by the final episode, they felt like they had a really good grasp of the Daggerheart system, and Matt really got the chance to show off how fluid and dynamic the system was during combat, especially in these big boss battle fights. The viewership for the series on Twitch and YouTube remained steady, with a slight uptick at the very end as more people tuned in for the finale, so it appears that the fans also enjoyed the ride. So now the ball is fully in Critical Role's court when it comes time to announce which system they'll be using for Campaign 4. And with their Gen Con live show just days away, which will see Bells, Hells, and Exandria adapted for Daggerheart for the first time, the response to that show may be the final deciding factor in the great debate between Daggerheart and D&D for the next campaign.
Patience, my friend.
And speaking of Daggerheart, The Void, the Daggerheart playtest site, has just dropped new transformation cards for players to check out, which would allow them to alter their ancestries by transforming them in 6 different ways. That's right, if you're tired of being a boring old fairy or dwarf, you now have a way to transform them into a ghost, vampire, werewolf, reanimated, shapeshifter, or even a demigod. These new transformation cards are given out by the GM at their discretion, but allow you to transform your ancestry into these new forms. For example, if your character dies in a place full of magical power, the GM could hand you the Ghost card and bring you back to life as a ghost, or the Reanimated card and say that the ambient magic shocked you back to life. The 6 transformations each offer some incredibly interesting powers and some appropriate liabilities. The Reanimated can only regain hit points by using the corpses of other creatures with their Stitch Up ability to kind of kit bash on more parts, but their bonus is that if they risk it all on a death roll and fail, they can just permanently mark a hit point to succeed instead, making them extraordinarily hard to kill. The Demigod, on the other hand, always gets to roll advantage with a D10 instead of a D6 because of their celestial blood, but when they roll a failure with fear, they have to mark an additional stress or give the GM a fear to use. So nothing in these transformations is really broken, but they are powerful and thematic new additions to your character, who also gets to keep access to their existing ancestry cards and abilities. So you can be a Clank Werewolf, or an Earthkin Shapeshifter, for example. The cards are available to download and test out for free right now on The Void, so if you want more ghosts, werewolves, and demigods running around your Daggerheart campaign, make sure you go check it out today. And that's all we have for this mini news episode. Let us know what your favorite segment was down in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.